It's Sunscreen Sunday, and today we're doing a UV camera test on Innisfree's Daily UV Defense Sunscreen. This is a broad spectrum sunscreen. It's SPF 36. It is broad spectrum though, which means it does have UVA protection. So let's test it. Let's see where we're going. So I'm going in with my 1/4 teaspoon. We're gonna fill that to the top to get the right amount of coverage that we need for the protection stated on the bottle. What I'm going to do now is switch to the UV camera so we can see that it is applied everywhere appropriately. So we've got the 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to start applying this on my face now. You can see where it goes darker is where there's coverage. I'm not going to rub it in too much so you can see what it actually goes on like. All right, all I can see are my eyes and my teeth. I'm going to flip the camera around for you to see what it looks like on my face. So this is what it looks like. Let me rub it in. I will take another 1/4 teaspoon for my neck later. This is just what we're doing on our face at the moment. The formula actually feels really good, really smooth. It's got a light fragrance to it. All right, it's fully absorbed right now. It took a little bit longer than most Asian sunscreens do. The finish, I mean, it feels very moisturizing, very hydrating at the moment. If I use this, I would almost use this just as a moisturizer as well. I would not layer a moisturizer underneath this, especially in the summer. Let's see how this performs. So I'm going to wait 2 hours to see if the coverage has worn down any and reapply at that time to see how it goes on. It's been 2 hours since I applied it. Let's see how the sunscreen's doing. Overall, let's look around. I think it's held up very well over here, and sunscreens tend to break down on my nose at times because of how oily it can get. So this has actually performed pretty well from what I can tell. Maybe a little bit lighter coverage here. On this side, it paradoxically seems to be okay, so maybe I touched it here or something. The test always is how dark does the reapplication of the sunscreen go on. That's what tells me how much coverage has been lost. So here's my 1/4 teaspoon, and I am going to fill it back up again. So let's go in here. Okay, so what this tells me is some coverage was lost, but not too much, right? It's not too much darker relative to what's underneath it. So not bad. Yeah, same on this side. So some loss of coverage, but again, not too bad. Yeah, this was a darker application. On my nose, you can't even tell that I applied anything extra. Let's do my forehead. Okay, so my forehead definitely seems to have lost some coverage. The 1/4 teaspoon's almost gone. Let me flip this around. All right, so let's get this spread out evenly, and I'll let you know how it goes on. I do want to note one thing. So about an hour into the application, it did start stinging my eyes just a little bit. Not bad enough for me to wash it off. I do like to have sunscreen coverage all around my eyes, so you know, the stinging is something I would keep in mind. All right, reapplication complete. It took a little bit longer than most Asian sunscreens do. The finish is still the same as it was the first time around. It's moisturizing. It's a little more dewier than it was the first time around that I applied it though. Now that finish was amazing. Out of all the sunscreens that I have used, this seems to have had the best finish that I liked. Now, I wish it came with a little bit more SPF protection though, and a little less stinging around the eyes. So is this a yes from me? Yes, if you're going to be indoors or out in the sun for just, you know, small amounts of time. Overall, a definite yes for Innisfree.